All right. Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Thank you for joining our webinar about Salesforce continuous learning. My name is Sam Gerards. I'm sales manager at Brightfox, and I'm joined by my colleague Marina Koorman, who will be in charge of the presentation of this webinar. Before we get into the webinar, we wanted to give you a short introduction of our company. We are Brightfox, a dedicated Salesforce competence center. Brightfox is a recent merger between two Salesforce competence centers, Gen C and 7dots. We are a certified Platinum Salesforce partner, active within the Benelux region, and have more than 75 experienced Salesforce consultants that deliver state-of-the-art solutions built on the Salesforce platform. As part of the Kronos Group, we collaborate with other competence centers, and we can rely on a network of more than 5,000 technical specialists in a wide range of business domains and technologies. We are headquartered in Belgium, in Contig, and in the Netherlands, we are located in Amsterdam. Additionally, we have other satellite offices within the Benelux region. We obtained the Salesforce Platinum Partnership status since 2019. In essence, this is a quality label given by Salesforce, which you can acquire by reaching a certain score of different parameters, such as customer success, Salesforce expertise, and partner value score. Additionally, we are also active as an ISV partner, meaning we dedicate ourselves to create custom extensions or packages and make them available in the App Exchange in order to further increase Salesforce functionalities. As we dedicate ourselves to customer success, we offer the following services. Strategically, we introduce the notion of business process optimization, which is covered by the strategy and audit services we provide. It can be very useful for customers working with Salesforce to review processes, check their user adoption, and from that define some quick wins and optimization tracks. The biggest part of Salesforce implementation track are the setup services, which cover implementation aspects like provisioning tailor-made Salesforce instances, but also integration aspects such as connecting Salesforce with your website, web shops, or ERP systems. At the end of an implementation track, it becomes clear that groups of users need to be trained. We therefore provide training and support for new or existing Salesforce customers so they get the most out of their Salesforce instance. These trainings are led by our certified instructors. With that being said, I'm happy to give the word to my colleague Marina Koorman, who will guide you through the different training paths that we have to offer. Let me first introduce Marina. Marina is our certified Salesforce instructor who has more than 12 years expertise in CRM and a profound knowledge of Salesforce. On behalf of the Salesforce University, she provides annually more than 15 public and private Salesforce training courses. For some big Salesforce customers, she will collaborate in setting up the end-user training curriculum. To conclude, Marina is our training expert. Before we dive into the webinar, during the webinar, all attendees will be in listen-only mode, and questions can be posed. At the end of the webinar, we will have time to answer your questions. I will give the floor now to Marina.
Thank you, Sam. A wise man once said, "Tell me and I forget. Teach me and I'll remember. But involve me and I will learn." And yes, Ben Franklin knew the value of hands-on training while involving students to take part in all aspects of learning something new. Training is not something that happens at the end of each project. It is an integral part of doing business. Staff that feel supported in learning new things are dedicated to their job and feel proud of their achievements. So as a business owner or manager, it should be clear that motivated people are an asset to your business. Not only do motivated and well-trained people feel more competent and ready to tackle the job at hand, knowing that they have the skills to do their job will in turn motivate them, which will lead to higher job satisfaction and reduce staff turnover. Not only does knowledge and training increase their motivation, it also increases their value to themselves, but also to the company. So asking this question, why companies should invest in training, is basically answering it. Investing in training will have its effect throughout your organization. A well-trained employee is an engaged employee. He will feel more satisfied with his role in the company and his ability to do his job. This in turn will lead to more satisfied customers, more sales, and a higher turnover. So in order to support companies like yourselves or the ones that you represent, we have prepared a number of training packages that I would like to introduce to you now. So the first package we will deal with is My Trailhead. My Trailhead is something relatively new in the Salesforce world, although most of you will know Trailhead as the free training platform. Now, My Trailhead is the free training platform's big brother. It allows companies to use the state-of-the-art technology that Salesforce uses to basically create and conduct their own trainings, and they can use it to tailor it to their own needs. So My Trailhead can be used for onboarding, for training staff on new or existing functionalities. You can create separate modules which are specific for your business or your company. You basically have access to all the technology that Salesforce is using internally for their training courses. You can mix free content, so the content that is available for everyone, with your own content to create personalized training material for each user. And also, when you roll something out, you want to track if it's being used and what the progress of the users is. So there is a special module which is called Trailmaker, and which allows you to follow up which modules have been dealt with and how many badges your staff have gained. So what does Brightfox offers in terms of helping you set up My Trailhead? So during a half a day, we set up your My Trailhead environment. We prepare it, and we make sure that you know your way around it. We also set up the badges and the follow-up. We also will be setting up a domain if that hasn't happened yet. We will help you with assigning user permissions. You can basically also customize the branding of My Trailhead so that it's in accordance with your own branding, and we will assist on creating trail mixes. So we will show you how to do it. So the next module the next package we have on offer is getting familiar with Salesforce package. It's a one-day training session, and it's based on all the basic functionalities that Salesforce has to offer. These training packages would be an ideal match for those people who are thinking about having Salesforce in their org, or maybe your company has already acquired Salesforce licenses, but you haven't been involved in the decision-making process, and you want to know what Salesforce can offer to your organization. So that's basically what this package is for. So what do we offer then in this package? Well, basically getting to know the look and feel of Salesforce. So where can I find everything? Understand how Salesforce deals with marketing campaigns. And I'm not talking about the marketing cloud here, but just, the standard Salesforce sales and service cloud. So basically campaigns, leads, how do we deal with leads? What can it bring the organization? How do we deal with accounts and contacts? What are the possibilities there? We also learned the difference between appointments, tasks, cases. We explained the importance of working with opportunities and quotes straight within Salesforce. There's going to be a lot of data in Salesforce, so it is clear that you also need to track that data, and therefore we explain how reports and dashboards are built. And we also explain about Chatter, which is the enterprise-wide communication tool. Now, I know there's a lot of communication tools around, especially in these Corona times, but Chatter is uniquely linked to Salesforce and can not only serve as a communication tool, but also to track your most important contacts and businesses and opportunities. Okay, so the next package is end user training. So let's say you have had a successful implementation project and your end users need to be trained. So what we then do is we come in, we sit together with you, we go over your environment, so what has been built specifically for you, and also what are the processes that support or are supported by Salesforce. This is a very good way of increasing user adoption, because if people know what they have to do when they get a new tool, they will adopt quicker, and it allows you to use Salesforce to its full potential and not only the easy part. And we do that with scenario-based training. So we will basically ask you, like, give us a few examples of a day in a life of, and based on that we build scenarios so that during the training the trainees actually feel like, we know what we're talking about. We're talking about their business. So what do you get for these 3 days? So you will understand, of course, we will understand Salesforce processes and how it supports Salesforce. You will know how to work most effectively with your new functionalities, because normally when you are in an implementation phase, there's a lot being built on top of what you already get. You will have you will have practiced working with Salesforce, because in those scenarios we also provide small exercises for the students. Well, they will have tested their knowledge, because at the end of each module we provide a small test to capture whether they understood the material or not. And at the end of the training, they will get a quick reference card that shows them easy access to key functionalities, so that they don't have to leaf through a thick manual to find what you're looking for. The next package is one for key users, and that might need a bit of explaining. So if you have a fairly large implementation in multiple locations, then it is a good idea to make sure that you have some key users in those different locations. They will help shorten the chain that usually exists between asking a question and getting an answer, or having an issue and having it resolved. So those key users usually have their basic training, and on top of that, they will have extra rights in Salesforce to quickly deal with run-of-the-mill issues that might appear. So we're not talking about developing stuff or creating new stuff. It's they just have extra rights to help quickly solve problems in the organization. That also means that they will lessen the load for the system administrator, and yeah, like I said, they will reduce the time lost in solving all those issues. So what extra features are we training them then in? So we also train them in the setup part of Salesforce, but only for those things that they have access to. So they will be able to modify and create fields on standard and custom objects, of course, always keeping in mind that they have to follow the procedure that is in place for enhancements or bug fixes. But they will also be able to work with record types, field types, enhanced pick lists. So if a value is missing in a pick list, they will be able to add that. They will be able to create and modify list views, which are basically a segmentation of the data that you have, how to create diagrams for it. They will also be the one who will understand in depth how to create reports and dashboards. And they will probably also know how to reset passwords, add users, and deactivate users. So that is basically a admin light version. And then we come, of course, to the full admin training. And this is training typically for your system admin, so the one who's working for your organization. He takes a very prominent role during the preparation, the implementation, and also after the finalization of the Salesforce project. Because when the consultants leave, he or she will have to take over. So he will work very closely with your implementation partner, and in the organization, he will be the point of contact for any technical change. So the aim of the training that we provide here is to give him enough understanding and practice in preparing him for his new job as an administrator, and give him full confidence that he can find all the features that he needs to make sure that everything is running smoothly. So what do you get for these 3 days? Well, first of all, an admin will learn how to customize Salesforce org. That means creating users, assigning them, creating tabs, working with page layouts. He will also learn about the Salesforce platform basics. That's basically the same as the key user training. He will deal with the whole security issue of Salesforce. That means company-wide org settings. That means sharing rules, security settings, so everything dealing with security. We will explain user management and how important that is with regard to the security model. We explain about data security, data modeling, so what is the architecture of the instance looks like, how we can customize apps, how we can make sure that the data quality is of a high standard and how to manage it. He will, of course, also have in-depth knowledge of advanced reporting and dashboards. And he will also have a knowledge of the Salesforce automation tools, like the process builder, approval flows, validation rules, auto response rules, so everything related to automation, and of course how to configure mobile. So what you don't find in here is any coding. So this is purely point and click, although I must admit that for the process builder and for the flows that you might need a bit more technical expertise, but normally this is just point and click, so no development stuff. And then we also have the possibility to assist your admin if he wishes to certify for the Salesforce Administrator certification. So there are two possibilities here. One is, that's the 5-day course, is where we teach the entire admin course, and then at the end we will go over the certification, how that's working, how you can apply for a place for your exam. We will also go through all kinds of different exercises that we can come up with. We will do a few test exams so that he's fully prepared if he goes for his certification exam. So, and this is all based on the official Admin 201 exam. But if you, sorry, you can go back one. But if the admin has already taken the course, we also have the possibility to just do the certification prep afterwards. Sorry, thank you, Sam. Those are the packages that we have compiled for you, but of course, we're also available for on-demand trainings. That could be anything that you want your staff trained in, and of course, I'm talking about Salesforce. So if you have the things that come to mind is if you're heavily relying on your sales cycle, then we could come in and train your users on pipeline management, forecasting, etc. One of the kind of popular course that we also are asked to deliver with some high frequency is reports and dashboards. It all seems very simple, just to create a report, but there's more to it than that. So it's a very popular course as well. We can also give a course on advanced security, end user coaching, adoption, you name it, as long as it has to do with Salesforce, we are available for tailor-made and on-demand training courses. So all the packages that we've seen up until now are for the basic sales and service cloud, or either one of them. But of course, there's also the marketing cloud. And for the marketing cloud, we've got a package for a Pardot training. So Pardot is the B2B marketing tool for Salesforce. So what people will learn there is to create a lead generation form, how to connect the form with a form handler, create landing pages, do segmentation in all possible ways, create automation rules so that the whole thing just runs by itself, and then make a customer journey. Just an example of the customer journey. So what kind of trainings do we provide? So basically, we can come to your office and do the training in your offices, or you can come to us. We provide the office for the training, so that's basically classroom training. If necessary, we can also do a virtual training. We've done, well, these past few weeks, we've done some virtual trainings as well, and that also works very well. If you have an e-learning platform and you want to create or have material created to put on your e-learning platform, we can also accommodate with that. And then there is, of course, the My Trailhead, where we assist you in setting it up. So if you reach out to us for one of the packages or even the on-demand content, what do you get? Well, it's up to you what you want to get, but usually we provide a manual, which is a compilation of the slides that we use. We also provide an exercise guide for the exercises they've done during the classroom trainings. There is a quick reference guide that we provide with easy to access information. We can also do instructional movies, and if you want to have a peek of how they look, I would suggest just visit our website. I think there's a few of them on there. Yeah, and like I said, if you have an e-learning platform, we can create the materials for it, and also Trailhead. So where do we go for training? Well, it's very simple. In a nutshell, it's where you want us. So that could be the Benelux, but it could also be Greater Europe, and we even travel to more far-off locations like the US and Asia. At this point in time, we can create training material in our 4 languages, which is basically English, Dutch, French, and German. But if you need other languages, we can also assist in finding a solution for that. So I think it's time to give the floor back to Sam, if I'm not mistaken. Yes,
Ooh.
and
Yeah, go ahead, Marina.
yeah, I was just say I hope you enjoyed the presentation and that you took something away with it, and Sam will now tell you the rest.
Thank you, Marina, for clarifying the training packages, the tailor-made trainings of Brightfox. If any questions appear, you can contact us, as you can see on the screen, via the channels of email, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube. You can see our location offices, so no problem to jump in and grab a cup of coffee with us. I don't think any questions are in for the moment. So then if you have any questions, we will gladly take them offline. And then I will thank you, thank Marina, thank all the visitors of our webinar. And yeah, hopefully we see each other on the next one, which will be on B2B commerce within 2 weeks. Thank you all.